Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first ever episode of Respect the Pack MTG. I hope there's many more to come. Today, I just wanted to do a quick little deck tour of one of my most prized commander decks, Sheoldred the Apocalypse. Yeah, the story behind this one, I started it. I ordered a Dominaria United pre-release kit online one day, and right there in the back, one of the packs was this beauty. Foil, even in the Phyrexian made up language. Um, I just couldn't take my eyes off it. So I knew I had to make a deck around it. I've just got some pretty basic like staples, removal, MDFCs, card draw here. Make everybody draw. More removal, but this one's nice because it's a little bit of a discount for that effect. It lets the opponents draw the card. Uh, this guy, make a big blocker early as turn 3, even I can get a 6/6. Uh, Epicure of Blood actually is one of the biggest win cons in the deck. I try to get him out on the same turn as my commander, as well as one other key piece that I'll get into later. Honestly, sack fodder, block fodder. Get a nice little treasure out of it when he leaves the battlefield. It's a nice little card to have in here. This too, it's a more expensive sign-in blood, but that's alright. If for 3 mana, I get the ability to wipe an opponent's board of a trillion tokens. It seems like a screaming deal to me. And then this golem I got from the Commander Special Edition bundle from Costco, actually. He's just a fun little, neat card to throw in there. Always gets people, gets their mind working at it. Again, another board wipe that gets me some card draw, card advantage. They're always great. And I love this newspaper style border. I think I've got a few of these in here. Lava Spur boots, protection. Zenith Chronicler, just a way to get a really early start with a nice grip of hands while not letting my opponents draw too many extra cards. Since they're the ones casting the spell, they lose the card they have first, and I just fill up in the back, being a mono black deck. Split in half, great evasion. It's one of my favorite cards from the Unfinity set, as well as all of the Shocklands. I think they're stunning. I've got 4 or 5 in my collection. Dire Fleet Hoarder, another one of those removal fodder, sack fodder. A few reasons why that will come in handy. I've got some rituals that like to sack stuff. And a Starscape Cleric, another huge win con along with the Epicure of Blood. That same effect here as well. Marauding Blight Priest. Doesn't go too infinite. I like to avoid those really easy infinite combos in my deck. So there's no Exquisite Blood or Bloodthirsty Conqueror or anything of that nature. Fake Your Own Death, more evasion there. Just, think you got my commander? Think again. Curtain's Call, some nice removal. Usually it's pretty cheap. I can generate a lot of mana in this deck. So, destroying 2 creatures for the price of 1 card sounds like a nice little trade-off for me. And then, yeah, nice mana rock, as well as that infinite hand size is something that's really quite helpful. The foil Cruelty of Gix in here, I think, is just a nice little addition. Beautiful card. I think tutoring, huge help in this. I try to avoid some of the more expensive tutors because I like a little bit of randomness, but I still got a handful on the deck. Elemental Blast, always a fun one. A lot of mana rocks that can just make colorless mana, like a Thought Vessel, Reliquary Tower. Not a mana rock, obviously, but pulling this out can definitely surprise an opponent. During Tenacity, more similar effect to the Marauding Blight Priest and that Starscape Cleric, Epicure of Blood. Just more benefit when I draw a card compared to my opponents. Another tutor, really. Sometimes I just get to draw cards, or I can make an opponent lose a ton of life because they're drawing cards and losing life from my commander. Grim Servant, completely underrated tutor. I love this card. I think any mono black deck needs it in there. Being able to tutor for essentially free, since you get a 3/2 on top of that, great. Especially when you pair it up with something like Split in Half, or Saw in Half, sorry. Board wipe, classic. I'm going to be gaining a lot of life, so I can pay into that pretty effectively. Massacre Girl, another board wipe, more of just like a personal favorite. I think the art on this is gorgeous. The Japanese anime look from Ravnica Remastered Arts is something that I just am so passionate about. And Soren Markov, this I put in there recently. A lot of the pods I play against recently have been showing some life gain to a crazy degree, so I think it'd be fun to keep them on their toes with the Soren, take them from 80 plus life all the way down to 10. Howling Mine, great for really early game, just get that advantage on my end, and then if I can get my commander out, turns into even more punishment for my opponents, even though they are drawing cards. Dark Deal is one of my favorites in this deck. I think it's such a good wheel because, obviously I'm going to be gaining a ton of life, but the opponents, they lose all the cards in hand, and they lose a ton of life as well. Beautiful Soul Ring. I've got a few really fancy Soul Rings, but this one's just so simple and clean that I had to put it in here rather than a more expensive Soul Ring that I would have. Came from the Foundations promo for buying a box. Scrolling Crawler, new Foundations card, also just something that pretty much matches exactly what my commander wants to do. It has similar effect with the loss of one life. Imp's Mischief, again with that newspaper, it's just stunning to me. I love it. And the flavor text being the headlines are always something I get a kick out of. And this is just great to throw off a counter spell. People don't expect when you kind of counter their stuff in mono black. Flare of Malice, again, if I really can't get out of my commander being removed, I can just toss this puppy in the way, get rid of something on my opponent's board as well, hopefully. Beautiful art on this too, the way the claw, if you can, camera's gonna catch that. The way the claw goes under the mana cost, I think is just incredible. And then this is a nice ritual. Got a few cheap sacks that I can just get out of my battlefield into my graveyard and get a ton of mana to work with. Swiftfoot Boots protection. Who doesn't want it? It's included in most commander decks nowadays. Got the full art foil. This is a fun one to me. I actually got this guy $10 before Duskmourn came out, and then the Valgavoth Precon released, and now this puppy's like $50, and I just love the Secret Lair. I love Mark Riddick's work. All of his lands that he has are stunning, and his other cards in his portfolio. I mean, his work in general is just amazing. You should really just check it out if you get the chance. Cryptghast, I just threw it in here because I got it, really. I think it's an iconic card. And I love this kind of pseudo-secret lair they've done with the Nightmare bundle for Duskmourn. Lightning Greaves with the box topper art from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I opened entirely too many of these collector boxes. But another great piece of protection. Mana Rock that hopefully will someday get me an artifact. But that's a bit of a pipe dream. Just a fun card with like nice, beautiful artwork, I think. And that foil too. And Well of Lost Dreams, I can just spend a turn drawing 20 cards and put me in a dominant position with that. Get a win con, get a hand size cap off me. It's just something that's so... I think this is one of the prettier secret lairs that I have in here, even though it's one of the worst cards to have a secret lair treatment. This Jet Medallion, just gorgeous art, and you know, nice ramp in mono black. This Saizen, honestly, I don't really see him much, you know? I've played this deck countless times, never really draw into him. I'd love to get him out. I think he's a fun card. I think the art is stellar. It's just something that kind of spices up the game a bit, you know? Everybody's drawing that many cards, even though you're losing some life, something good's got to come out of it. And then Withering Torment here, just classic, or not classic, it's brand new, but it's going to be classic removal for as long as it's out. It's such a good card. And got this Future Sight Dark Ritual from the Mystery Boosters. Love that. I think it's absolutely stunning with that Future Sight frame. Bloodletter of Aclazotz, something that I've really just wanted since I saw it get previewed for Lost Caverns. This art is just otherworldly to me. I think it's so stunning. And the fact that I was privileged enough to be able to get a collector booster with the foil version of this is just something that tickles me. This is more just drawing hate. Kind of nice, underrated Planeswalker. I love its -2. I think it's unique. Just having destroying a creature and having its controller draw 2 is just so good for this. I mean, it synergizes with itself, but it also synergizes with Sheoldred. This Peer into the Abyss is proxied. I just think the customized art fits better into this deck. I have a real copy. I took it out for this just because I love the look of this. The dungeon module frame from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms just really resonates with me more than the original border. Yes, the textless sign in blood. I love this because it confuses my opponents every time. They never know what it does. But it's just such a classic to me. Another Secret Lair, Teferi's Puzzle Box. This is one that just also confuses my opponents. I'm never not telling them what to do, like 6 or 7 times a game. And I don't know if you can read that, but it just cycles your hand. You know, you draw a new clutch of cards every turn, and it just tickles me when I get it out and people either groan because they had to deal with it before, or they just are like, wait, what does this do again? And I gotta explain it to them. It's always fun, and I just love the mischief art. I think all the cards in that Secret Lair are gorgeous. I wish I could get my hands on more. You know, the One Ring. I'm sure you all know what it does. Synergizes great. I don't really run it in any other decks. I just think in this deck specifically, it's not just generically good, it really just goes well with what the commander wants to be doing. Sword of Fire and Ice. I pulled this one recently from a Modern Masters pack, and didn't really know what to do with it, so I just tossed it in here because it's a nice, you know, really nice card. I just love that retro I don't know, the little foil oval in the bottom, that era of Magic. And this one's just gonna sit with me forever. Reanimate, classic. Just another little piece of rebuild. Doomblade in the the Comic Sans Secret Lair. This thing was so silly. I think this one has a typo actually. Yeah, it says Target with 2 E's. What a silly little Secret Lair that came out. Consuming Corruption, new card from Modern Horizons 3. I think it's very good in mono black decks that just have a lot of swamps, because you're just gonna burn the hell out of somebody's creature, and you're gonna get a ton of life off of it. Or Planeswalker as well, it also hits those. Slaughter Pact, not a great card. It's just one that I personally love. I love this whole cycle. I think the immediately free card, but just losing the game if you don't have the mana is hilarious. I've done it turn 1 before, just to make a joke. And then this Doomsday Excruciator, one of my favorite cards out of Duskmourn. And I think the fact that there's like 6 different sets of 6 in the art, like he has 6 horns, 6 eyes, 6 little orbs floating around him, and 6 fingers. There's some others, but I don't particularly care to look super hard right now. I want to show you the rest of my deck. Yeah, this promo Diabolic Tutor, I got it from my favorite LGS in Denver, where I'm from. Beautiful with that retro border and the original art. Another Future Sight card from Mystery Booster. Cabal Ritual, just a generically good ritual, even though I almost never hit the threshold in this deck, but when I do, it's just twice as nice. What a payoff. And Beseech the Mirror, another great tutor. Lets me get my biggest win cons for free, like the Starscape Cleric or the. Actually, I'll leave it a little secret until we get there. This is an arcane signet that I got from Secret Lair, and I love how papery it looks. Like it looks like it was just on a notepad. But nope, it's actual magic card. It's got the magic back and everything. Absolutely classic card. Orcish Bowmasters. I bought a whole box of Lord of the Rings set boosters, and I got nothing out of them. And then in that last pack, this was there, and I was ecstatic. I was just jumping up and down with joy. Another foil box topper Thought Vessel from Lost Caverns. Just love this art. I think it's so ritualistic, kind of what the deck wants to do is spew stuff out early by conferring with the devil, so to speak. Knight's Whisper, another good just draw 2, gain 2 if I have my commander out. Or if I'm in a pickle, it's just draw 2, lose 2. Psychosis Crawler, kind of a win con. This is really a last ditch effort. I really prefer my other ways in this deck that I've made, but I just think this card's too iconic to leave out because it's a big blocker, got a big hand. On this Necrodominance, this is the big ticket. I win just so effortlessly with it. I get it out, get a Starscape Cleric, Marauding Blight Priest, my commander, draw all but one of my life in cards, and win the game. And this is just the lands now. Gaia Reach, Mycosynth Garden, copy like Fonta Mythos, Howling Mine, extra card draw. Castle Lochthwain, again with the card draw. Spymaster's Vault, more card draw. I just see cards. I also just love this art. I think it's so regal being in this kind of New Capenna-esque basement with these mystical orbs. Cabal Coffers, white border from the Mystery Booster. One of my best friends pulled this one for me. Absolutely classic card. So glad I got my hands on one. Pre-release Cavern of Souls. Classic, which is great, just protection. Now we're getting into some of the swamps. I've got a lot of different arts here, like this Post Malone one. The Infinity Swamp with the planet. Secret Lair from Brain Dead, I believe they're called. Love that one. Innistrad, Theros. This is Double Masters, I believe. Absolutely stunning. Commander Masters, foil, I just had to include it. This is Secret Lair from Mark Riddick, again, one of my favorite artists. And Kamigawa, everybody loves them. I got all of the unlands I think I could get my hands on. Another Kamigawa, another more Secret Lairs. I think this one's just so vibrant and beautiful. And then Reliquary Tower. Another nice little promo there. I don't know how that got mixed in. Phyrexian Swamps are always funny. Another not Unfinity. I think it's Unsanctioned, that one, or Unglued. Dominaria United. Jurassic Park. I like this side more. I like the more chaotic sides of them, typically. Another Innistrad. The Oil Slick from the Phyrexia completed bundle. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Look at that gloss. One that I've been wanting to get my hands on for a while that I just got recently. And then another Innistrad. This one from a Modern Pro series, I believe. I picked this one up about a week ago, actually. Just a really neat looking card. The full text swamps are something that always tickled me. Just love trying to read it out whenever I'm in a pod. And then another Unland. I think these were the first ones. Gorgeous. And another Tokyo Secret Lair. Another Brain Dead. They came with 2 per. And this one is actually really neat. It's an arena, I believe. That's the set symbol. No idea where it came from. My LGS just had it, and I just loved it the second I saw it. Yeah, that's all. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.